Welcome back. This is Bromula 1, where we talk about news, gossip, races,
Mostly gossip.
Brodictions for upcoming races.
We like to speculate.
My name is Ryan,
I'm Steven.
And I'm Caleb.
and thanks for being here with us.
So
We
today we got a format for going over predictions for the Monza Grand Prix next week.
That's right.
Gonna be a great race. It's always a fun track to watch.
Temple of Speed.
Temple of Speed. Why
Cargo
is it called that?
Fast.
Cargo Fast. Average
Well,
speed highest.
It's actually the highest average speed on any circuit on the calendar,
vroom vroom.
and we're not including Jeddah because we don't know if that's faster or not.
We're not entirely sure about
It's a
Jeddah.
street circuit.
It's a made up circuit though, guys.
This is a legendary historic track, and I love it. It's
Been
one
there
of my favorites.
since the beginning.
Oh, has it?
Since the early
it's
days.
the Ferrari home race, right? I mean,
Yep.
yeah, it's the Ferrari race.
It's just a shame we don't use those classic old steep embankments that they have. Have you seen those?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You think Zandvoort's got banking? Holy shit!
Yeah.
You can't even.
Whoa.
I don't even know the angle. I don't even want to spit a number out because I have no idea.
I
But
think
They used
it's
to
like
having-
20 something percent
it's a lot.
for the degrees of
If you haven't
That
seen
used to
it,
be on
Google
Monza.
it.
hmm
Whoa.
There's like pictures of drivers, when they do track walks and stuff, they'll walk on those high banked curves and it looks like they're about to tip over.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Wild.
How fun. Why'd they remove them? Do you know? No reason.
Probably.
Dangerous,
Yeah.
man.
They were just.
I think it was just too dangerous, but I didn't watch.
Imagine if
back
you
then.
fly off one of those curves.
Oh yeah.
You're in the air.
Speaking of curbs, Monza, home of the sausage curb, right?
Yeah.
Explain sausage curb to our new fans.
2021, Max comes into that chicane, comes in a little bit too hot alongside Lewis, hits that sausage curb, parks it on his head.
That was
Yeah.
huge.
That was a pretty wild moment of that season.
Very dramatic.
Lap
Definitely.
one, turn one.
Not
No.
that one.
No, it was in the race after a fibbed pit stop from Max and Red Bull. So slow pit stop. I think it was like 10, 12 seconds, something like that.
Wow.
And it spits him right out, right next to alongside Mercedes.
And that
Mm.
first
The
chicane is
following lap.
incredible. It's,
Yeah. So Lewis comes out ahead of Max from his pit stop because of Max's slow pit stop lap prior and has the racing line. Max tries to come in and force it a little bit, gets hit with a penalty, but it wouldn't have been as bad of a crash without that sausage curb to pop him up. So,
Right.
Yeah, that chicane I think has so many. Turn one, I bet it's probably like 50%. There's an incident every
High
year.
likelihood. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
see a lot of people skip it.
huge braking zone. Probably one of the biggest braking zones of the year. You got that long curva parabolica that leads up to the final straight, and then you're coming from 300 kilometers an hour down to, I don't know.
You're giving it full beans the whole way.
Full beans.
Yeah.
Full beanage.
Yeah. So let's get into our predictions.
Yeah.
We got biggest flops to talk about. We've got our podium in the race, and then who's going to start on pole position.
Bro
Our
position.
pole position. So I'll start with our biggest flop. I've done some research.
Okay.
I've done some research over the season of stats of like teams' highest top speed, just from track to track. And I've seen a trend, and it's that Mercedes generally does not have the highest top speed by a considerable amount. They have some good race pace, but I just think they're going to flop. I think both drivers are going to be pretty low. I think they'll both score points, but bottom half of the top 10, biggest flop, Merc for me. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna be really dull here and agree with you, Caleb.
Oh yeah, there
Yeah,
we go.
I think you're pretty spot on. They have a draggy car, a lot of expectation to perform, and the midfield, the top 5 teams are all so competitive and so tight. And I just think with the fast Williams, the resurging McLarens, Aston Martin now, with Alonso just had his P2 in the Dutch Grand Prix. I think they all could be very strong, and I think Ferrari have probably tuned their car to be successful at home. That matters a lot to them.
They have the average highest top speed track to track.
That being said, I think I'm going to go bold on my prediction here. I'm going to say Ferrari is our biggest flop for Monza 2023.
Yeah.
I think there's so many opportunities for this team to be better, and they're just not seizing those opportunities.
You're totally right.
They're not jumping through the whole, the hoop of opportunity to nail the strategy, to put together the right, qualifying lap,
They
and
don't even know what hoops there, dude.
yeah,
That's what it seems like.
they might have an advantage. They might look good in qualifying, but I think something's going to happen. I think they're going to find a way to screw this thing up in front
Ferrari
of their home
fans,
crowds.
Plug
Wouldn't-
your ears.
wouldn't be
You
the
did
first
not
time.
want to hear that. Yeah.
And it won't be the last.
Yeah.
So those are some Brodictions.
For our biggest flops.
Biggest flops, yeah.
Yeah.
Monza,
That's huge,
okay.
man. Ferrari. Do you feel good about that? Like after
I-
saying it out loud.
No, I think Ferrari's going to have the most to prove in terms of
Oh,
being the
yeah.
second fastest car. I think obviously Red Bull, still going to have an advantage, whether that be in qualifying or in the race.
Mhm.
But definitely in the race. So for them to miss out on maybe a double podium, that might be a flop. If you see both cars struggling to get fifth or sixth, that might be a big flop
Mhm.
compared to what is expected of them at home.
Yeah.
Especially with how quick that car has been down the straights. I think that's a good observation. I think anything, at least having not one driver in the podium, could be a flop for Ferrari. And their fans they expect a lot. Ferrari's been there since the beginning of F1. This track has been there since the beginning of F1. Yeah, this could be huge.
We can't
Fossi Ferrari.
Yeah.
We also can't forget though that in terms of reliability, the Ferrari engine has been the worst this year.
Yes.
By far.
It's been a long time since we've seen engines go boom because, it's been summer break, forgotten. But
Mhm.
Alfa Romeo's had issues,
Haas.
Haas has had issues. Both of them are supporting the Ferrari engine. So maybe it's time for Carlos Sainz, my car is on fire moment to happen.
My car is on fire.
But yeah, I think Ferrari's going to put it in the bin.
You said that was bold. I think having Ferrari as your biggest flop every weekend is a pretty safe bet. But to do it
Rip Red
on their
fans.
home weekend, that's a little bold. Those Ferrari fans, our listeners who are Ferrari fans, might be a little sad at you, Steven.
They're going to find a way.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of pressure as Ferrari at your home race.
They do not understand their car one bit. They've admitted every single weekend. We don't understand our car. Yeah. That's
Hopefully
great.
they get it figured out this weekend. I would love to see them be successful. And
I would too.
I'm a Charles
Yeah.
fanboy. I would love to see him do well.
He's got to be one of the best over one lap on the grid, right?
And definitely the best looking.
Yeah. I don't know. George thinks he's the best looking. but-
Ew.
Yeah,
Ew.
Yeah, Charles.
he was forecast to be the best looking at least.
But he didn't get it. He didn't even get a podium.
Not even close.
Goodness.
All right, who's gonna make pole position for Monza?
I'm
Easy
not
for me.
going first. Yeah, you go ahead.
Leclerc. I think he's gonna be sensational in qualifying.
Nice.
I'm gonna
Nice.
have to piggyback off of Ryan. We've been doing this entire episode. I literally have on my phone. I have Charles written.
Bunch of homers over
Brole
here.
position. You just said it. He might be one of the fastest, if not the fastest driver around in one lap.
And the best looking.
Best looking guy too.
How many tenths is that worth?
Easily
good looking?
half a
Being good
tenth.
looking.
Yeah.
With
Definitely
the
low
jaw,
drag.
Yeah.
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 Chiseled chin and cheekbones.
Right.
Yeah, Charles is great looking, man. You got a point there. That's not the point of this podcast, though. We're not Bromula One in that way. We're just bros.
I'm just feeling romantic.
Yeah, we got some romances going on. Charles, dude, pull. Give
All
me
right.
it. The
How about
Tifosi
you?
scream. The red flares this time.
No orange this weekend.
No orange. It's gonna be all Tifosi.
I'm gonna go Brole position. Carlos Sainz.
Hey.
Oh,
Yeah.
smooth operator.
I think why not, right?
Ferrari.
He's got to have one flash in the pan moment
All
this
right.
year. Last year it
No
was
podiums
Silverstone.
this year.
Yeah, he's coming up dry. It's not looking good for him. He's in a contract situation with Ferrari, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
He's got something to prove. I'm gonna say he puts it on pole.
Okay. And then the flops in the race. 'Cause
Absolutely.
Ferrari's your flop.
The
Yeah,
engine.
'cause
the
the-
engine.
Yeah, they're gonna
Or
be
the strategy
tossing.
team.
They're gonna be tossing the tires over the car again. Catch, yeah, you catch.
That was
Yeah, we gotta
horrible.
switch it up.
Yikes.
Goodness gracious, that would be fun to see a Carlos pull.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to see.
Okay, so all Ferrari front row here. Well,
Uh,
we didn't.
Ferrari pull
We didn't talk about P2.
we'll go Leclerc P5.
Oh, okay.
in
yeah.
quality
I don't know.
or races.
see.
You're just saying it P5.
Just
You're
P5.
putting it in the universe.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our podiums.
All right.
Okay.
You guys thought about this much?
Minor thought into podiums.
I've had it just a little bit. Do you have a lot of that or no?
I'm gonna, you know, As much as I hate to say it, I think Max is gonna find a
Boring.
way.
Boo.
I know. It's
Max
safe.
won. Okay, who's next?
Max, Charles, Lando.
Lando. So why the McLaren? Do you?
I think the McLaren is strong, and they won a couple of years ago. Granted, it was a different set of regs,
Mhm.
different car, but I think they're
They're bound
looking
for a
solid.
strong performance.
Yeah,
they haven't
Lando's
really
a-
had one since Hungary.
that's me.
What do you think? Podium.
As much as I hate to say it, I don't think Charles will finish top 3, and you just cannot bet on Ferrari doing well during the race. I don't think that Charles will finish top 3, even though I have him as a pole sitter. I think Max P1 hard. You know what, dude? Screw that. I'm not doing Max P1. I'm going for who I want to be top 3.
Yes.
Alex Albon in the Williams. P1 in the race. His race pace is going to be incredible. They're going to bring out an entirely new car.
I like it.
Fantastic.
Alex Albon, P1. P2? Max Verstappen. There we go.
There you go.
That's like,
Now we're getting the nitty gritty here.
yeah, Max P2. And then P3, I'm a McLaren fanboy, and this is what I want. I wanted Alex
him up
Albon
there.
P1. We're going Oscar Piastri.
Oh.
There's not a
Like
lot
it.
of places for Oscar to make mistakes on this track. I think it's a pretty simple track. I think he'll do pretty well. I think he's going to learn how to manage his tires better, and he's been learning. I'm thinking Oscar and that McLaren, they've looked fast at Silverstone before. They're going to have a nice setup for this weekend. They're going to be flying. Oscar P3.
Cool.
I'm going to go for Max P1.
Okay.
Boring.
Lame.
That's
I'm going to
safe.
go with Carlos Sainz P2.
Oh, you're a bro sitter.
Yeah. My
Oh.
bro sitter. He's going to overcome some things. And
You had
then
Charles P2, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
P3, we'll go with Fernando Alonso. Let's put a Spanish Spanish podium up there.
Muy bien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what they can
What's
do.
your
with
your
those.
thought process behind that? Your reasoning?
I just don't think we can underestimate Alonso anymore. I
My
think
goodness, you're right.
he just the trajectory that they had going into the summer break was not a good one. You know, fifth, sixth fastest car. Alpine was looking to catch them,
Mhm.
and now the most recent race finishes P2, even with Sergio Perez to fight. So
Mhm.
I think Alonso's just it's too dialed in, it's too consistent to
Yeah.
not be on the podium. So
Is it the car? Because we got Stroll back there.
it's the
doing-
man
what's he-
machine combo. It's the cyborg
Yeah.
that is Fernando Alonso.
It's the Max Red Bull. It's the Alonso Aston Martin.
Yeah.
So I've got a spicy thing for you, since we're on the Aston Martin topic. Do you think Stroll's gonna retire and go play tennis?
We've heard rumors
Speculation
about
out
that,
there.
right?
Rumors.
Yeah.
I hope he does.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction right now.
Mm.
I would not be shocked to see Lewis Hamilton go to Aston Martin next year.
What? You would not be shocked?
I
I
might
would be
put
shocked.
money
You're-
on it.
For our listeners, you're a Hamilton fan since before he even won his first world championship, right?
After
Right
I
after?
started watching in 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
So you aren't as biased as some of these. So you know Hamilton more than we do.
Mhm.
You probably have a good feel on him.
They're on a first name basis.
When he
Pretty much,
left
we're the same
to Mercedes, explain that.
Well, people thought he was crazy to leave McLaren and go to Mercedes. He was leaving a winning team for this new project that hadn't proven itself yet. Turned out to be very inspired. Granted, Nicky Lauda was there. But I do think Aston Martin is on, they got some tricks up their sleeve. I think they got some special things in the works. And I'm saying it now, right here. I think Lewis Hamilton's going to end his career at Aston Martin.
Wow, that would be the treat, the creme de la creme, to have Lewis and Alonso
Fernando.
back in the same
Aw.
car next to each other in the garage.
Let's go. I'd love to see
They're
it.
gonna both get qualifying laps in this time around, or
Or are they going to wait in the pit stop and hold the other one off?
yeah.
Mhm. So that would open up a seat in Mercedes, which
That
would be
would.
wild.
Who gets that seat, though? Alex Albon, guys?
Yeah,
In Mercedes?
Could see that.
Would he take George out?
Nah.
No, I think he would just see George in his mirrors and be
Okay.
potentially victim to a George ambitious attack.
George is forecast to be world champion, guys.
Yeah,
By
I
25
think
years
if you
old?
ask him 2 years ago, he would have been saying, "I'm competing for number 2 right now," right?
Oh, my goodness.
Uh,
That would be incredible to have. It would almost be better than the World Drivers' Championship itself to see the Lewis Fernando battle in the equal machinery. Oh my
Pretty
word!
spicy, back and forth. I don't think there's a clear winner between those two. I think you see, potentially the difference be decided in who starts on the clean side of the track versus the
Sure.
dry side. I think when you're at that level, you're splitting hairs in terms of performance.
Easily
So, like,
splitting hairs, yeah. Both of them have incredible racecraft, good tire management, great strategy. They're just incredibly intelligent drivers, as seen by their world championships that they have in their belt. I think they're easily, both of them, top 3 drivers on the grid if everyone had equal machinery.
do you think Alonso is going to offer some of his brake balance settings to Hamilton?
Like he's done for Stroll?
Hell no.
He'll probably
He'll
do it as a fake. He'll go, oh yeah, do this.
The real
And then it'll
question
be
is,
garbage.
did he do that to Stroll already?
right.
The moment
Sabotaging
he sent
Stroll.
it, Stroll crashed. So
That's true.
right.
Good point, dude.
Oh.
Oh, that would be incredible to see.
Any
Wow.
any other predictions we need to go over before we wrap this up, guys? Monza, it's gonna be exciting.
Do we have a crash into turn 1?
Hmm.
Lap 1, turn 1.
There will be contact.
Yeah.
Contact.
For
I
sure.
think a couple people go wide.
Retirements at all?
Oh yeah,
There will be some attrition,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
but it's like saying it's going to be sunny tomorrow. It's
Yeah,
not-
it will be. This is
not a-
Arizona,
not a
guys.
real
Yeah.
prediction.
Yeah.
So-
Cool. I think this is
Alright.
going to be a fun race. Temple of
excited.
Speed. Williams has a lot to prove. They've been highlighting this track for a long time.
Yeah.
Ferrari, Tifosi. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is the one that Red Bull loses, but I'm hoping, man.
Yeah.
Alex
We're
Albon.
we're all holding our breaths, but at this point, like, just take it to the end. Let's just see them
Yeah.
sweep it all,
Yeah.
make everyone feel bad, and then step it up next year, guys.
Yeah, spank them hard, man. Spank them in the butt. All the
Yeah.
other teams. Say,
Mhm.
hey,
Yeah. Get them right in the butt.
right in the butt. Take the Max for strap on. Yep.
All right.
Well,
Anything else?
Moving on.
I think that's good for us.
and on that note,
We look forward to it. Next time you'll hear us is post Monza. We'll give you guys a breakdown, give you our initial reactions, and we'll go over how incredibly wrong our predictions were at that time.
All right. We'll
All right.
see.
and
Thanks for
until
listening.
then, thanks for being here. See you next time.
We're out.